All right, let's talk about Bo Nix, quarterback, exciting rookie year. Came in only ranked 28th by the consensus rankings. Fantasy AI did a little better. I had him ranked 24th. I actually had him on a team. I took him. He was good value. Bo Nix ranked 7th in fantasy when it was all over, right? Of course, wasn't just some raw rookie. He had played 5 seasons of college football and was 25 years old when it all got started last year. What about that sophomore slump, though? Coming in off that good year, can we have a sophomore slump? Well, recent history, C.J. Stroud. All right, first year, had 15.79 that year, 2023, his first year. Then came in and came down to 11.85, 25% decrease. All right, so hey, consensus had him off that strength of that rookie year, bumped up to 8th, finished 17th. So sophomore slump hit him. How about Jordan Love? Now you're going to say, well, he wasn't really a sophomore. He didn't play the first 2 years. 2023 was his first year, right? At quarterback. Came in and, finished at 16.35 and then had a 19% drop off here to 13.23, right? So consensus had him pumped up to 10th coming in, finished 18th. So that sophomore slump does exist. It happens. Now, why does it happen? Well, opponents scouting, right? Full year of game film and tendencies. You know what's going to happen. So Kansas City and the Chargers and the Vegas play them 2 times next year. Well, they're getting ready for it, right? They're planning. So, hey, they saw like we did every time. Bo Nix, 31 first downs rushing last year. They needed that. It was 3rd and 4. Instead of trying some risky pass, he ran for the first down. Smart move. They're going to be looking for it next year, right? Increased pressure is another reason you have a sophomore slump. Hey, everyone's expecting more pressure on you. You might press and try to do more. That's part of it. And then injuries and bad luck and just karma in general. Hey, so it comes around, goes around, right? Good luck can turn into bad luck. Ask C.J. Stroud that. We all thought, loaded receiver room last year. Tank Dell hurt, Stephon Diggs hurt, and even Nico Collins had 4 games on the IR. So things happen, right? And you look at the talent on the teams here. Well, Denver's talent, does it measure up even in the division? Kansas City, Chargers, and Vegas? Well, let's look at the receiving core here for Kansas City. Got worthy, exciting rookie. Rashee Rice comes back. And they got Hollywood Marquise Brown versus Cortland Sutton, Mims, and Vele. And the Ricky Bryant from Illinois. Who wouldn't take the Charger or the Chiefs wide receiver core over that? And you look at the Chargers next. Well, you just start mentioning Ladd McConkey versus the rest of them. I like the Chargers, right? Cortland Sutton did all right, but that's a peak on several years there versus Ladd McConkey, exciting rookie year. Trey Harris, Quentin Johnson, bring back Mike Williams. Even their receiving core is better. Okay, certainly Vegas. Vegas has just Jacoby Myers and rookie Jack Beck. Well, even if that is close to a push at wide receiver, you bring in Brock Bowers and Genty on the offense for Geno to work with. Who isn't picking that? With Brock Bowers and Genty and Jacoby Myers is no slouch. So even in his own division, the talent's better on the other teams. Let's take a look at that talent. Hey, please hit that subscribe button. Get subscribed so you don't miss this content. Or give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up to that new referee uniform, huh? Thumbs up. All right, let's bring out Bo Nix in that fantasy roster for Denver. Bo Nix finished 7th overall, right? 16.45, exciting rookie year. 29 passing touchdowns to go with that 4 rushing touchdowns and 430 yards. Helped spice up that game a little, played every game, right? So that rushing certainly helped get that fantasy average up. And Sean Payton knew what he was doing when he took him, I guess. Sean Payton's a competent coach. And on offense, too. That's what helps Denver here. So bring out what he's got to work with, though. Cortland Sutton exceeded expectations last year, 10th finish. I think he came in ranked 39th or 40th in consensus rankings. 9 points a game. Had that 8 touchdown, 1,000 yards for them. I guess he's their number one fantasy weapon, right? So played the whole year. That's something to say. But you look at his yearly average. Well, that was his peak, and never really been over 10. And he's been around a while now. He'll be entering his 8th year. So finished 10th though. Hey, that is their best weapon. You bring out next, I listed a rookie, R.J. Harvey, right? Rookie running back. Maybe he can spice up that run game, right? Was the 60th pick overall, but it was a deep class, remember, at running back. So, maybe he can come in and help spice it up, but it's pretty bad when you're listing a rookie as their number 2 offensive weapon. Evan Ingram, at tight end, possibly comes in 35th overall last year. Disappointing year. Only 1 touchdown, 365 yards. Injured a lot. Well, and you can see here, 24th amount of touches, 35th finish. That's not very efficient. And we look here in his years. Well, he's been around a while, and you can see tailing off here, and it's never been at 10. So I list him as their big free agent pickup. I guess that's Marvin Mims comes in next, 53rd fantasy finish. Good returner. You can say he went to the Pro Bowl as a returner. 6 touchdowns. Well, when you got nothing else going on, I guess Marvin Mims looks pretty good. And you bring out Vele. He finished 81st. Saw some action there last year. We're ranking him as their 3rd. Just shows you how little they've got really to work with, Bo Nix. Troy Franklin came in from his college team. Thought we might get a little more out of him at 101st. 2 points a game, 2.5. And 2 touchdowns. Caught a couple of long ones, I remember. But, and then McLaughlin, part of that 3-headed monster last year. 3 touchdowns total. Efficiency's not very good with the Denver running backs. 41st in touches, 49th in finish, 58% efficiency, not very good. They had him to go to as part of that 3-headed. Look at it, he's around all year, right? So, and of course, Javonte Williams, they shipped him, so he's not there anymore. And Audric Estime, got him, rookie, finished 63rd, 27th, part of that 3-headed monster they had. So, even though we like Harvey here, they got a consensus rank 21st. That might be a little high with all the sharing they did. McLaughlin's going to get his. Audric Estime being his 2nd year. Denver finished 19th as a team in offense. And 20th in passing, 16th in rushing. You look at these schedules. Well, like we said, the wide receivers, 31st schedule for next year. That isn't good, and there isn't any big names in there. They did bring in this rookie, Pat Bryant. I haven't brought him out yet, have I? And that's Adam Troutman. And, well, we just don't really, there just isn't much here, right, to work with. So they got the 31st schedule. The running backs got the 21st schedule. And Bo Nix himself has the 26th hardest schedule. So things aren't looking real good for the team's fantasy prospects. All right, it looks rough, but you got that coach. All right, we bring out Bo Nix here. Probably got him at 11th right now. I don't really have my top 10 ranked, but he'd be toeing the line at top 10. Maybe sneaks in, but the top 5 so far this year, as I'm looking at it, matters. These are listed in alphabetical order. I haven't done my top 10 yet, but you worry about these 5. But after these 5, in draft strategy, you just, whether it's Bo Nix, Brock Purdy, Justin Fields, Kyler Murray, and Baker Mayfield, the best decision is not to make a decision. Let everybody else pick. You take the 11th quarterback taken. And that's the best strategy. And if that is Bo Nix, hey, so be it. I'd take him 11th. But we don't want to, if we don't get one of them top ones, we ain't wasting capital. We'll go over draft strategy later as we get closer and go through that preseason. Stick around, subscribe.